name's Becky and I'm a third year PhD student here at the Medway School of Pharmacy. My role involves doing experiments on a day-to-day basis, and my particular project is looking at proteases and sodium reabsorption in the kidney. And to do that I need to culture kidney cells, and then I use patch clamp electrophysiology to measure the ion currents from the ion channels in the membrane. So cell culture is when you take cells from an animal or a plant and you grow them in an artificial environment. It's also possible to culture bacteria and viruses, and these are extremely useful for studying the normal physiology and biochemistry of cells, and then also to assess how drugs and toxic compounds can alter cells. So they're a great tool for testing out drugs before you move on to whole animal experiments. Cells can be isolated for culture in a few different ways. Cells can be separated from the blood plasma by centrifugation. They can also be removed from soft tissue using specific enzymes, or you can even grow whole pieces of tissue in culture and remove the cells that way. There are a few different types of cell culture. The first being a primary cell culture, which refers to cells that have been isolated and are growing normally in an artificial environment. These then need to be subcultured and routinely passaged, and after this point they're referred to as a cell line. There's a few different types of cell line. The first is a finite cell line, which most normal cells can only be subcultured a certain number of times. Other cells are either spontaneously or are chemically or virally induced to become immortal, which means they can be subcultured continuously, and they're called a continuous cell line. So the cells that I'm using are a mouse cortical collecting duct cell line, which is the final part of the nephron in the kidney. Other cells that are used here are the human embryonic kidney cells, which express very little genes, so they are commonly used as a heterologous expression system. So they're used to study a particular gene of interest that's been specifically introduced into the cell. In order to successfully grow cells, the most important thing is to use aseptic techniques, and that's primarily done using a tissue culture hood, which prevents dust and other contaminants being introduced into your cells. The other thing that we need to use is sterile equipment such as pipettes and Eppendorfs. Everything that's used inside the tissue culture hood has either been previously sterilised either by UV or autoclaving, or we spray it with 70% ethanol. We also use a water bath to warm the reagents, as a lot of cells are temperature sensitive, and we also use a centrifuge to separate cells from the media. So to passage cells, what that involves is, first of all, when the cells are grown in a monolayer on the flask, you then need to remove the old media, wash the cells in PBS, and then you trypsinise them, and that takes a couple of minutes, and what that does is that releases the cells from the bottom of the dish, and so they're in suspension. You then need to quench this reaction with media that contains fetal bovine serum. You then have to centrifuge that mixture so you can separate the cells from the media, and then you can resuspend those cells and aliquot them into fresh media and new flasks.